Hey everybody, LeetSpeed here. And yes guys, that's Malefic in the background again. Because I'm so original. No, never mind that, but I just wanted to have her in the background, but I'm not on the wiki, so that's different, right? Yeah, I don't really think it matters where she is, but I just have her right there in front of your face while I talk about random stuff. Although it's not going to be really long this time, it's going to be like a couple minutes or something. But I gotta say, you know, with April Fool's Day, it's just one of those things that when it comes to like YouTube or something, it can cause a lot of repercussions. I mean, yeah. On one particular video, which I'm gonna kind of note you to, and I'll even link the video or whatever. It was a video by Asian Eyes White Dragon. Basically, he made a video talking about this Advantage Pack special edition thingamawhat, where you'd have Mermail Abyss Megalo and High Priestess of Prophecy. Now, obviously there are a few reasons why it's fake. I mean, I'll talk about mainly like grammatical errors that are here and there, but fonting's different from what Konami usually uses for that stuff, and Megalo and High Priestess at the same time, I don't know. Seems way too good to be true. And, you know, April 1st, the video was uploaded on April 1st. So, you know, we would have been more inclined to agree if it wasn't. But, you know, it would have been much worse, I think, if he actually uploaded that joke after April Fool's. Because, you know, it's not April Fool's anymore. So, yeah, it's just something you gotta think about. But I feel kind of sorry for the people who got all butthurt and stuff like that. I mean, no, I kind of understand, because, you know, April Fool's is kind of those things, like, you hate it, and, you know, people hate April Fool's sometimes, but, I mean, when it comes to YouTube, like, if you really hate April Fool's, like, don't watch any videos for that day or something, because, you know, it's just gonna be April Fool's joke. I mean, can you take anybody seriously on that day? I mean, there were actually a few serious videos on April Fool's, so it's like, okay, that's kind of weird, but, you know, it happens. And then, you know, there was another video by MPZ, also known as Emperor ZNB, and The Flaming Spade. They did a very brilliant April Fool's joke. Like, oh my god, it was just amazing, and it was so hilarious at the same time. For like a couple minutes, it seemed so legit, and then when you get to a certain part, it's like, oh, it's April Fool's. It was just sounding so convincing at first. So yeah, like, really good. But other than that, I'm pretty much done talking about that. For the duel video, though, I'm going to be talking Madolche. Ah, yeah, time to get all sugary and sweet all up in here. That sounded weird, actually. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to be doing, giving a hoot for Hootcake, pretty much, if you get the pun. I'm terrible at them, but that's whatever. Anyways, I'll see you guys after the intro, and I guess let me know how your April Fool's Day went. So, yeah, see you guys then. Hey everybody, LeetSpeed here. Ah yes, I'm back after like a whole week of not uploading anything. Go figure, huh? But anyways, for this video, of course, since I mentioned it was going to be about Madolche, I mainly want to talk about a couple of things besides, you know, like Madolches themselves, because I already kind of talked about Madolche as an archetype and stuff like that. But no, I want to talk about Madolche Hootcake and why I think that, like, there hasn't been all that much talk about him lately. I mean, as far as, like, you know, potential Madolche being a good deck after Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy comes out, and, you know, Hootcake coming out in that set. So yeah, I mean, I kind of want to talk about Hootcake or whatever, whether or not we should even really give a hoot about him or whatever. So yeah, anyways, in my last Madolche video, I briefly talked about Madolche Hootcake, like what his effect was and stuff like that, but I'll briefly go over it again. Basically, it says that you could target one monster in your graveyard. Banish the target, and if you do, you could special summon one Madolche monster from your deck, except for Madolche Hootcake, and you can only use the effect of Madolche Hootcake once per turn. So basically, what does that mean? Well, it means a couple of things. Hootcake adds a little bit more speed to your deck, technically. And since it banishes any one monster in your graveyard that you want, this also means you can run other monster cards. So you don't have to worry about, oh, monsters are in the graveyard, it screws up my deck's strategy and, you know, stuff like that. And not only that, like, since, you know, if you summon Messenger Lotto with Hootcake, you could go get a Madolche Spell Tracker from your deck to your hand, because Madolche Hootcake, despite that he's an owl, you know, and you would think he's a winged beast, but, you know, he's just a beast. You know, all the level 3 Madolches are beasts from what I've noticed or whatever. So yeah, that's just weird as shit, but it had to be done because, you know, the archetype composed of, you know, spellcasters, warriors, and among other things, you know, all the level 3s are beasts. And basically, you know, I've seen like several builds, you know, running, you know, Ds and Tragodias, and I'm guessing that's, well, I'm guessing when, you know, they hit the TCG, and if we have any established Madolche decks that, like, you know, that are that top events or something like that, if we ever see that happen, it's probably gonna have stuff like Ds or Tragodia and maybe the TG engine. I don't know. People have been trying that out too, like TG Striker and Warwolf. And actually, I remember seeing people using it before Hootcake came out, just for really quick and spammy first turn Tiramisu plays. And honestly, I don't like that playstyle. Not saying it's bad, I don't know, I feel like with Madolche, it's like, you could spam or whatever, but it's not. And see, I hate to keep bringing this deck up because I've been using it a lot. Like with Merlantians, for example, or Mono Murmur, or whatever you want to call, whatever you actually want to call it or whatever. With that deck, like, you can spam the field or whatever, and if you fall into like a Torrential Tribute or Mirror Force, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you can recuperate pretty easily because, you know, Lind summons out another monster from your deck, and if you pitch a Biscoon to the grave with Spike, you could get back Lind or one of your big beaters. With Madolche, it's like, if you're gonna go all in and stuff like that, and you have no way to stop Mirror Force or Torrential Tribute, you know, from ruining your plays, that kind of sucks, because it's not something that you could just, like, you know, you can't just recuperate right off the jump. So basically, like, you know, running a more slow, well, somewhat slow control deck with, you know, Hootcake allowing for speedy plays, honestly, I really like that a lot. And what's weird is that in my build right now, I'm not using D. I'm almost playing it as, you know, like I would play it in real life, you know, based on the budget I have or whatever. And D is not exactly the cheapest card in the world. I mean, maybe D will be reprinted one day, but for now, I'm trying out Giant Rat in this deck. Now, you know, some people say that's just a bad card in general to use in this deck, and, you know, you're probably right about that, to be completely honest. But what I do like about Giant Rat is that he is a floater in the deck, and when he's destroying battle, you can actually summon Hootcake from your deck. So that's actually not that bad. You can get out Hootcake, so you can set up for your combo play next turn, or you can summon out PΣΣΔ from your deck because she's got 1,000 attack points in the deck. And then if you have Hootcake in your hand, you could go remove the one Giant Rat that's in your grave, so that PΣΣ has more attack points now because, you know, having no monsters in the graveyard. But not only that, you can summon like Messenger Lotto, get the Chateau, and then you can just kind of swarm the field that way if you're playing PΣΣ. And honestly, I know people are not liking PΣΣ, but I don't know, I still keep her in the deck as a one-of because there are going to be times where PΣΣ is just useful. It does suck the drawer, but at the same time, I mean, you can always summon her out the deck with Hootcake because, you know, Hootcake does not discriminate as far as levels go. So you can just get out anything, any Madolche that's like, you know, that's even level 5. So that's actually pretty good. Now, what I want to kind of talk about next is that, you know, despite, you know, this very awesome card that Madolche is again, like, will Madolche actually be a tier 1 deck? will they be even close to tier 1 when they come out? Like if we have like really good players piloting the deck, like with all these decks like Evilswarm and Constellars coming out, like will Madolche be able to keep up with those new decks? Will they be tier 1 if someone makes a really good build with them or something? I don't know. I mean, that's something that I'm intrigued to find out, because I think one of my friends linked me to, I think it was an OCG deck list with Madolche. It ran like the Psychic Engine, 3 teleports, Esper Girl, 3 Psychic Witch, and stuff like that. And then it's a much speedier version of Madolche, so it's kind of like Teledolche, I guess. Using the Psychic Engine, to make like the Notorious Synchros or something like that, and then using cards like Hootcake to remove your non-Madolches to just go further through your deck and summon out Messengelato or Croissant, depending on whichever monster you need to get your combo started. So, I mean, there's some crazy shit you could do with the deck and whatever. And since Hootcake allows you to just banish any monster from your graveyard, it does mean you can run other monster cards that might have synergy with the deck that might have conflicted with the deck before. So, I don't know, like, let me know what you guys think about that whole ordeal, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be glad to chat it up with you guys on it, but I mean, I want this deck to be very good. I want the Merlanti deck to like calm down a little bit, because I love mermaids and stuff, but that shit needs to calm down. Like, and when the Evilswarm come out, people are gonna be running the Undyne variant, and I'm gonna be like, I won't be doing that right away, because like I've never used it in my deck, so that would be a first if I ever switched over to that engine. But that also means, yeah, no Biscoon probably, so that would make me sad. But anyways, talk to you guys later. Peace.